Merry Vlogmas, my family. Welcome or welcome back for another Vlogmas video. In fact, the final Vlogmas video. It is Monday, which makes it Makeup Monday. All throughout Vlogmas, I've done Makeup Monday, and this is going to be my 2018 beauty and just not hair favorites. I already did my 2018 hair favorites in a separate video, so I will link that here in case you missed it. But let's jump right in, because once I get this video done, Vlogmas is over, and I'm finally free. Starting off with my favorite category, skincare. Number one favorite, not just of skincare, but perhaps of all things beauty for 2018, would have to be Jordan Samuel's Skin. Jordan Samuel's Skin had been on my radar for quite a while because of Caroline Hirons as well as Stephanie Nicole. Finally tried it this year, and frankly, I've never looked back. And I would say my tippity top favorite product out of the entire line would have to be the After Show Treatment Cleanser. I've talked about this a couple times in recent videos. This is a gel to oil cleanser. I like to use it in the morning or as my first cleanser in the evenings. So if I'm wearing makeup, I'll remove that with Bioderma, cleanse my skin with this, and then I'll go with more of a soap and water type of cleanser as my final cleanse to make sure my skin is really clean and I've removed all of my product. And my love of this definitely has me eating my words, because I've gone on record in older videos saying that I don't believe in spending a lot of money on cleansers, and there are definitely cleansers more expensive than this, but this is not a drugstore brand and therefore it does not have a drugstore price tag. So while cleansers that cost more than $5 or $10 will remain anathema to me, I'm willing to spend the money on this because I love it so much, and I basically haven't really had any interest in even trying other cleansers since incorporating this into my routine. As long as Jordan Samuel's Skin is around, this will be on my bathroom counter. Two other standouts from the brand are the Performance Cream and the Retinol Treatment Oil. Both of these are a bit newer to me. I haven't been using them as many months as I've been using that cleanser, but my skin has been a bit more problematic this month, probably because your girl's been stressed out. And while I do love my 80-step skincare routines, if you guys have ever seen my skincare routine videos, I thought it might behoove me to go a bit more back to basics. And I think the tagline of the Jordan Samuel brand is less but better. So as my skin has been a bit more grumpy lately, I have been doing less, and I've been using these at nighttime. And once I started using this, and primarily almost only using Jordan Samuel products, I noticed my skin started to calm down and improve, and the breakouts I was having started to subside quite a bit. In fact, I've had a few good skin days in the past couple of weeks since I've been using almost exclusively Jordan Samuel Skin. So going forward into 2019, I'm thinking I may try a month of using literally just Jordan Samuel Skin, except for filling in the blanks where he doesn't have things I need, like he doesn't have a sunscreen, for example, and just seeing what it does to my skin. Because even though I do like my super duper extra way too many step skincare routines, I also like saving time. It's been kind of nice to be doing less and still having great results. This performance cream is rather lightweight, so at night I do like to layer it with the Pyeongkang Yul Moisture Ampoule. You'll also have seen me mention this in a few of my skincare videos over this past year. This bottle is on its last legs, but I've already repurchased. And to be honest with you, this is just unlike any other product I've ever used. The texture is super unique. The first time I used it, I was like, is this an adhesive? But once I spread it across my skin, it really feels like it's sealing in all of my serums and treatments that I apply at night. And I feel like it's just helped to kind of plump my skin and fill in those divots that create texture. Every morning when I wake up after using this, I feel like my skin just looks smoother. So usually at night, what I like to do is I'll use a more light cream like the Performance Cream, and then I'll just add a few drops of an oil, like such as the Jordan Samuel Retinol Oil, into this, maybe 5 drops of this into this, spread that on my face and just cocoon it so that my skin looks prepubescent. If I'm not using the Performance Cream, another one that I love is this, the Drunk Elephant Proteiny Polypeptide Cream. This is my 3rd or 4th box. I just finished my last one and I haven't opened this one yet. This one I love to use AM and PM, but I'm going to have to stop doing that because it doesn't last me very long. Even though I only use 1 pump per use, I just find that I go through it way too quickly. But this makes my skin feel so supple and bouncy. I just love it. So I don't have it in rotation all the time because of the price, but if I could, I would. Next up is the Melano CC, which if you watched my Japan haul, you'll remember that I picked this up when I was in Japan in the spring. Because the only English on this package is literally the words Melano CC, I don't know what's in this. I don't even know how you're supposed to use it. But I do know that this product is meant to help with pigmentation. Based on the packaging, I was expecting it to be kind of a cream, but it's actually a very watery kind of product. You can see here, it's extremely liquidy. So again, I don't know how it's meant to be used, but I really like this almost as a spot treatment whenever I have an acne scar or some little spot of hyperpigmentation that needs to be brightened. So if I had an old mark from a zit or something, I would apply this morning and night just on that spot, pat it in, and I found that it lightened those dark spots so much faster than they would have lightened on their own using the other products in my normal skincare arsenal. So as I said, I don't know what's in that, and I almost don't want to know because I'm afraid, and I'm usually very particular about my ingredients, but it's not in English. But this has been clutch for any of my dark spots, and it was definitely one of the standout products from all the stuff that I picked up in Japan. Pretty sure this made it into my favorites last year, but it is my new lash enhancing serum, and I'm going to add to that my new brow enhancing serum. This year I decided to try the brow one. I've always been extremely skeptical about lash serums and stuff like that, but this one actually works for me, and I feel like the brow one has worked too. It's a little tougher to tell because I do have my brows microbladed, but you can still see where you have hair and where you don't, and I feel like I have more hair / denser hair than I did prior to using this on my brows. And as far as the lash serum goes, I've been using this well over a year now, and for me it is indisputable. This has absolutely made my lashes fuller and longer. They're the longest they've ever been. Expensive item, but it is worth it to me, particularly because I don't wear makeup most of the time. So having my fuller brows and naturally fuller lashes, I feel so much more confident in my appearance even when I'm going barefaced. I even decided to try Latisse after I went through my first or second tube of this, and I went right back to the New Lash because I found that it worked better. And I like that I don't have to go to some quack doctor to get a prescription for this. I can just get it from Nordstrom. Couple more skincare faves. I have the Fresh Sugar Lip Serum Advanced Therapy. I don't even know how many of these I've gone through, and I'm not sure why I've never included this in one of my beauty favorites of the year, unless I'm just forgetting that I've done it. But I can't be without this. I thought that this was an absolute scam and a ripoff, and unfortunately it's not, because now I'm on the hook to pay for this product every time it runs out. But since incorporating this into my lip care routine, I basically never have to exfoliate my lips anymore. I used to use a similar product from Neosporin because this is more like a lip lotion, if you will. You still want to go on top with something more oil-based and emollient. But this is just so great at keeping my lips soft and smooth looking and reducing the appearance of lines in my lips. So I always have this in rotation. I use it every single night, and I always have a backup in my drawer. After we moisturize, we have to seal, and my go-to for that these days is the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask for all skin. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this before because this is definitely a YouTube darling at the moment, but I have to say the hype is real. I picked this up before I started hearing people talk about it on YouTube because I just liked the idea of a lip mask, and I fucking love this. It's just so rich and cushiony and buttery without feeling too heavy. It spreads easily on my lips, and there's still some there in the morning when I wake up. And sometimes I even like to wear it during the day. It's a nice pink shade. It gives a light tint to my lips. And I love the way it makes my lips feel, plain and simple. The last skincare item is this CeraVe Eye Repair Cream. My ride or dies know I'm still not completely convinced that eye cream is not a complete scam. So I'm kind of on a personal mission to make sure that I can find the best possible eye cream for the least amount of money that I can, because I'm spending enough money as it is on the rest of my face. And this one has been great. I also still love my Mad Hippie eye cream that you guys have seen me use, but this one is even more affordable than that. I can get it more easily because CeraVe is available more places. And so far, I've been really impressed with the texture of this product. It almost seems like it's going to be too thick and pasty when you squeeze some out, but it feels so cushiony and rich when I actually tap it in under my eyes. So I really like using this in the mornings just to give my eyes a little bit more help before I go in on top of that with my sunscreen. And I fully anticipate repurchasing this once this tube is out. Okay, let's get into makeup. I guess I may as well start off with eyeshadow palettes. Seems as good a place to start as any. And first up, I have the Charlotte Tilbury Sophisticate Quad. This was by no means new to me this year. I've had this 2 to 3 years, but I guess I just sort of rediscovered it this year because I know for a while I wasn't wearing eyeshadow at all, but my love of makeup was kind of reignited this year, and I've started getting into doing eyeshadow looks again in a way that I wasn't necessarily in 2017 and early 2018. And this is such a desert island type of eyeshadow quad for me. This was in my top 5 Tilbury products, so if you missed that video, it's linked right here. I don't understand the voodoo that's going on here because she looks boring and dusty as fuck in the pan. But literally every time I use this to do my eye makeup for a YouTube video, that's the one where people are like, please do a tutorial, which I don't do because I don't do tutorials. Nevertheless, every time I use this, my eye makeup turns out wonderfully. I know it looks so boring because it's just 4 matte neutral shades, but at the end of the day, what more do you need? It's fun to play and I love having other options, but for everyday wear, whether I needed a daytime appropriate look or something super smoky and sultry for nighttime, I can get there with this. Unfortunately, here is another one from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Stars in Your Eyes palette. This is / was limited edition, but I actually just got an email just last week saying that they have restocked this, but I think it's only available again on her website, so I'll link it below because if you were curious, I do recommend this. As you probably already know, Charlotte Tilbury is a luxury brand, which means her makeup comes with a luxury price tag, but since picking up this palette, I pretty much want to reach for this every time I need to do an eye look. Today I'm not even wearing eyeshadow, funny enough, but yeah, I really do love this. And I wanted to make sure I mentioned it because you do have a second chance to buy it if you missed out the first time it came out. Last but not least, we have an honorable mention, which is the Dose of Colors Baked Browns eyeshadow quint. I love these 5 shadow palettes from Dose of Colors. I've mentioned some of the other ones before. This was the one I was the least interested in and least excited about, but I picked it up just basically impulsively from Ulta when they were having a 20% off sale, and I'm really glad I did. I've created some really nice looks with this, and I feel like it's a nice affordable alternative to the Sophisticate Quad from Charlotte Tilbury. Not only are you getting one more shade, but I think that you can get comparable looks out of this. The tones are not identical. It's by no means a dupe, but I think it's a fantastic alternative. I think that these are a great price point, especially when you factor in that these eyeshadows are quite good quality in my opinion. They're very soft, so when you dip your brush into the pan, you will see a lot of kick up, but I find that they blend really nicely and they look great on the eye. The pigmentation is where it needs to be, and I just straight up love Dose of Colors eyeshadows, period, point blank. Sticking with the eyes, my favorite lash this year has to have been the House of Lashes Natalia lashes. I think I've talked about these before as well, but I just love these because they are dramatic enough to give me the lashes that I wish I had naturally, but they're also realistic enough that people either think that I just have really good lash extensions when I wear them, or they think that they're my real lashes, where I'm just like, are you serious? They're not too thick and heavy. I feel like they last pretty well. I feel like they're a fair price point compared to some of the mink lashes and things that are out there. These are, of course, I think synthetic or something. Yes, 100 synthetic fibers. These are still in the box because I picked up like 3 more pairs during the November Sephora sale. And I just always like to keep these around. I love how they look both on camera and in real life, which is a hard thing to accomplish. Typically on camera, I go for a much more dramatic lash because my realistic lashes look like nothing on camera, but these ones I find are able to straddle the difference and they look great either on camera or in real life. One more eye product. This is the CoverGirl Super Sizer Mascara. You would have seen me use this in my Thirst Trap Thursday Get Ready With Me. This is a YouTube made me buy it product because I generally detest mascaras that have the kind of rubber wands. I much prefer the old school bristle wands. However, because I almost never wear mascara on my top lashes, I've been using this on my bottom lashes, and because the bristles are so short and the wand is rather slim, it's perfect. It's the perfect size to really get in there and comb through and get every little lash on my bottom. And it's really easy to comb through any little clumps that may be starting to form and get those off. I just find it's really easy to use. I love that it's a drugstore brand because I don't want to be spending a lot of money on mascara since I don't really wear mascara. I either wear nothing or a strip lash. But for my bottom lashes, this has been my go-to, especially since Clinique discontinued what used to be my favorite mascara for my bottom lashes. And no, it's not that Clinique bottom lash mascara. I never bothered with that. They had another one that I really loved for my bottom lashes, and they don't make it anymore. Foundation generally has not been a thing for me this year. I tend to go for concealer most of the time rather than foundation, but if I do wear foundation these days, it's almost always the MAC Face and Body. This is such an OG makeup product, and I've actually had this bottle for a while, and I don't think I used to like it, but I came to love it this year. It is sheer buildable coverage. You can maybe build it up to a medium depending on how much you use in your application method, but because I don't like heavy coverage, I've been really enjoying this foundation so much. I understand why it's in every makeup artist's kit. It doesn't look like makeup on the skin. It does what foundation is supposed to do. It really just evens out my complexion. I've even used this to take pictures for Instagram or to film YouTube videos, so it still gives me enough of an even coverage that I don't feel like I need to go in and cake it up with a more full coverage foundation. And it lasts quite well. Because it is for face and body, I'm pretty sure that this is a water resistant, if not waterproof formula. And the only thing I'm wondering is how the hell it was that I didn't like this in the first place, because I love it now. However, because I don't typically wear foundation in real life all that much, I tend to just do a bit of concealer, and my favorite concealers this year have been the ColourPop No Filter Concealer and the Cover FX Power Play Concealer. I still love my Charlotte Tilbury Retoucher concealers, but I believe those are being discontinued, so I'm glad I've been looking around for other alternatives, and these are dope. You got two different price points here. You got more of a high-end and a very drugstore affordable price range here. And I love both of these because the shades that I have them in, and I will of course have that information in the description box, allow me to use only one color for my whole face. Typically, if I want to conceal my under eye circles, the shade I need for that needs to be lighter than the shade that I'll use down here, because generally the center of my face is lighter than the perimeter. But somehow these two brands have managed to find a shade where I can just use one shade both under my eyes and down here, and everything looks seamless and completely cohesive. It doesn't look weird. I love the pigmentation and blendability as well. Just really good all-around concealers. A lot of you guys know I stand for a liquid highlighter before a powder. Really, a liquid or cream anything before a powder anything. But the winners this year in the highlighter category go to the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter and the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops. These are actually a repeat winner because I had my little mini set of 4 that I talked about in last year's Beauty Faves, but I picked up a couple shades when Ulta had them at half off this year. This one is Sunlight. You would have seen me use both of these in my Catfish Beat video from Thirst Trap Thursday, but I've just really loved both of these this year. I talked about this quite a bit in my Charlotte Tilbury Top 5 video as well, so you can also see it in action there if you like. And I love both of these just because they're so versatile. You can really use them in a lot of different ways to achieve a lot of different effects. And basically, I'm happy with my purchases. Wrapping up beauty with lips, one huge love for me has been the NARS Orgasm Balm. This has been such a go-to for me when I'm doing no makeup. This is another one you guys would have sneak peeked in my Catfish Beat video. I love the shade. I love that it's not too pigmented, but also not so unpigmented, if that's a word, that I may as well just be putting on Vaseline. It gives me just enough. It's almost like foundation for my lips, where it evens out the color of my lips in a really nice way, because my top lip is a bit deeper. My bottom lip is pink, and then my top lip is like a pinky mauve. And I find that this just gives a nice harmonious wash of color to my lips. It's really comfortable. It feels very moisturizing and nourishing on my lips. And I will definitely buy this again once it runs out, assuming it's not limited edition or something. We have another repeat, I'm pretty sure, from last year's Beauty Faves, and that is MAC's Cream in Your Coffee lipstick. If this is what I'm wearing right now, with the MAC clear lip gloss on top. At this point, I might have to call this my favorite nude of all time. I mean, I do love a beigey nude, but I reach for this so often. I do have to pair it with a brown liner to get the effect that I want, but once I do that, I love it, and I really, really love it with this on top. The matte clear lip gloss, in my opinion, is just a clutch, underrated item. I know a lot of people don't like to put it on thick like MAC lip gloss, but I find that the thickness and stickiness of the MAC lip gloss helps it to last. I personally don't mind it at all. Maybe I'm just used to thick and sticky lip glosses because that's all I used to wear. I've been working on this tube for quite some time, and as you can see, it's practically full because you need so little to get that super almost glass-like look to your lips, hence lip gloss, I guess. And I love that it's an applicator slash dispenser like this because I don't have to worry about contaminating the container by dipping a wand in and then applying it to my lips. I mean, typically what I have to do is actually scrape product off of lip gloss wands onto a palette or something and then apply it with a brush because I don't want the color that's already on my lips mixing into the container. So I love that this one has one where I can just squeeze out a bit right onto my fingertip and then apply it on top of my lip color and be done with it. Out of all the ones I've tried, I just feel like the MAC Clear Lip Glass is just the best in the game. Last but not least, we have my Lisa Eldridge lipsticks. If I'm not doing a nude, I am often doing a red, and I got 2 of the 3 shades she released. This is Velvet Ribbon and Velvet Jazz. And I don't know if you guys will be able to see, but the side of the lipstick tube actually looks like velvet fabric. These cost a pretty penny, and I definitely hesitated when I was going to purchase, and I decided to just go ahead and pull the trigger, and I'm so glad I did because this is perhaps one of my favorite lipstick formulas that I've ever tried. The pigmentation is great, it's so comfortable on the lips, they look beautiful, and you can just simply tell that these were created by someone who knows a thing or two about makeup. I believe these are still sold out, but she is doing a restock. I think that she did not anticipate the response that she got on these, and she didn't expect them to sell out as fast as they did. So if you were interested in investing in these, I would say stalk her social media for sure, because I absolutely love these and I will cherish them. Oh my God, I am so tired. Not just from going through all of those products just now, but from Vlogmas in general. Definitely feel like this took a couple of years off of my life, but it was nice hanging out with you guys on a daily basis, doing the lives every Sunday. And I appreciate all of you guys who showed up for me every single day, or even if you only showed up for some videos here and there, I appreciate you too. All of you guys who watched, who commented, who subscribed, who left a like, y'all are my final favorite of 2018. Last year, I included a few random favorites that weren't hair, that weren't beauty, and I do have a few others, so if you guys want to see that, perhaps I'll be able to squeeze in one more video before 2019 and I can do that. So just let me know, hit the thumbs up or leave a comment if you want to see random favorites of 2018. But if you guys want that, just give me a couple days because please let me rest. That is going to do it for this Makeup Monday and for Vlogmas 2018 overall. Thank you so much for watching. Every product that I discuss will be linked or at least listed in the description box underneath this video. And I don't know when it will be, but I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
That's a nappy-headed hose there, I'm going to tell you that now.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.